All right, welcome back to the $1 million challenge. If you're new here, I started off with $1 and I'm working my way up to $1 million through gambling and other means, trying to get to $1 million. We're going to be running some strategies today. Before we hop into things, I just want to show you guys where we're sitting at in the balance and explain for anyone that's new how this challenge is working. So from day one up to day 182, I've been gambling money. Start off with $1. As I go the whole way back here, we can see I start off with $1 and I'm working my way up to $1 million. We're sitting at like $1,110 right now. And what I've done throughout this whole process is play on the website. I can't mention the name, but we run strategies on there where I start with 4% of the bankroll as a stop loss, so I can't go past that. And I try to get 1% profit on the entire bankroll every single day and just compound that until we get $1 million. I also use outside casino apps, so they're on my phone. It's like Fanatics, FanDuel, DraftKings, some other local casino apps that I use, and I claim any deposit matches, like bonuses, any wagering requirements. I also implemented sports betting at some point, a little bit, like probably halfway through the challenge. At this point, halfway through the challenge, so I do very small sports bets. Where right now I'm doing anywhere from like $3 to like $5. So it's not even 1% of our bankroll, or 1% of our bankroll is like $11 right now. So it's like 0.5% of that. But I do very small sports betting just to have a hedge on the house edge, because the house edge, when you're just playing casino games, you're going to lose over time. So I do a little bit of sports betting between FanDuel, DraftKings, and Fanatics. I use someone else's bets. I just tail their bets. I don't do my own bets because I'm not knowledgeable in sports that well. So I follow somebody else's bets and I just copy and tail those bets that they place. So we have the sports betting. We have any bonuses that we can get, any promotions that we can claim, anything like that. And then I also implemented Bitcoin a little bit back here, as you can see. So in the starting bankroll column, this totals up all of the apps that I use. So we have all these are casino apps through here. And then this is the website balance. On the website, I typically play on a video. Can't mention the name, but yeah, these are all casino apps. So those are where I'm getting the bonuses, placing sports betting, anything like that. And then we cashed out a chunk of the profit a while back, or out of the bankroll, into USDC. So that's in just basically cash. It's in cryptocurrency, but it's just a dollar 1-to-1 ratio. So that's just kind of sitting there on the sidelines. So if the website balance does dip, I have money to pull over immediately. Typically I'm trying to keep that around 4 days of stop loss. So right now our stop loss is like $45. I'm trying to keep that around 4 times that, just so we have a little bit of cushion on the side. And then I invested in Bitcoin, as you can see back here. I actually had $500 in cash and I moved 300 of that into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now is like another hedge against gambling. It's like a little bit of investment to grow the balance over time. Right now, it's only about a third of our balance. I might increase that to about half the balance just so we have some growth. So yeah, we have investing, sports betting, bonuses claimed, and the actual gambling itself. Just trying to play a lot of safe strategies, diversify the bankroll into growing to $1 million. So that's what I'm doing here. Today we're sitting at $1,110, like I said. So our 1% profit goal will be $11.10 on everything added up. And then our stop loss is $44. So what we've been doing recently is doing this bracket challenge. Basically what we're doing is I have a Discord server and there's a community in there. Pretty much all the viewers from this YouTube channel that are in the Discord. Well, not all of them, but there's a majority of them. And what we're doing is I had everyone submit a strategy if they wanted to submit one. And we're running them head to head. It's a 1v1 style bracket where we got 16 total strategies and I'm putting them head to head against each other to find out what the best strategy is that wins consistently over time and has the best winning strategy. Okay, so basically we're doing them head to head. I just match them up randomly, and whatever one wins moves on to the next round. So we're still in round 1. We took a good loss in the last episode. Both strategies busted, so it was a little bit of a longer episode too. Those strategies both lost, and we moved on a previous winner This first one here, we moved on because they had the best strategy out of the winners that didn't move on. So today we're running a limbo strategy and a diamond strategy, which is pretty crazy. I've actually never played diamonds. I think that's like the slot game on the originals on the website. So that'll be interesting. I've never done that. A little bit nervous for that one. But we got those two strategies. We're gonna run them head to head and see which one performs better. And hopefully this will be a little bit of a shorter video than the last episode. So with that said, we're gonna start with the first strategy here. So we have Tan Shark is our first strategy. So let me pull up his strategy in our Discord server. This is what he submitted. This is very, very simple. It's a limbo strategy. What we're gonna do is just go for a 3x. The starting bet is 1 cent, which I don't know what his bankroll size is, but I'm using $44 as our stop loss today. So that's our bankroll for the day. And then we're gonna increase on loss by 85%, and it's an auto bet strategy, so we reset on win. Pretty simple. So with that considered, we got this already set up on the website, and all we need to do here, I got this 1 cent as the base bet. On win, we reset. On loss, we're gonna increase by 85%. The profit goal is $11.10, so that's what the stop on profit is. We're gonna let this bust or hit the profit, so the stop loss is 0. We have our 3x multiplier, so there's a 33% win chance. So that's why I think the 1 penny for our $44 balance works out, because we're ideally gonna win 1/3 of these bets, so we're gonna have to increase it by 85% on the loss pretty often. But we're gonna reset the seed too, just to make it like a brand new strategy on a brand new seed, give it all the fairness we can, and we will run this. We got our live stats pulled up, and I think we're good to go. So let's rip it. And I might turn this on instant bet, just make it go a little bit faster. Our base bet is a 1 cent bet, but every loss it's gonna increase a lot. You can see we went up to a 44 cent bet. So this strategy can get pretty nasty pretty quick. Hopefully this hits the profit goal. Like I said, we're using 4% of our bankroll, our total bankroll. So realistically on that 4%, we're trying to get 25% profit on our bankroll, our playable bankroll. On our total bankroll, we're just going for 1%. But since we're only risking 4%, we're trying to get 25% gain on that to get our 1% of the total bankroll goal. And it's doing decent so far. We still needed 10 bucks, but I'm gonna throw this on instant bet and let this thing just rip. We're gonna see if it profits or if it's gonna bust. And we're gonna put that on instant bet just to see if it goes quicker. It's gonna either crash a lot quicker and bust, or it's going to profit a lot quicker. And we just got a lot of losses in a row. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 losses in a row. That's pretty dirty. That sucks. Okay, we're gonna reset it and try to go back. We only have $7 to work with, so I don't have much faith in this, but we'll try to run it. We'll try to run it back. Same thing. Has to come back 36 bucks just to break even, so that's asking a lot. We'll see what happens. I think it's only fair to give it a shot until the entire balance busts, and it just busted again. So that was a very quick strategy. It did not work out, but I'm gonna enter that in the bankroll sheet, and then we will move on to the next strategy. Okay, so day 182 was a loss. That busted really fast. A little bit risky doing a 3x martingale type strategy, but you know, gotta take the L. We had 3 losses in a row, which over the last episode we lost those 2 strategies, and now we lost $124 in the past 3 strategies. So cooking our balance pretty good. Does hurt. Right now we're sitting at day 183 at $1,073. So our stop loss and profit goal are supposed to be these numbers, but we're gonna run back to the previous day just to keep the strategies even. So we're gonna do the same thing with $45 as our stop loss. That'll be our playable bankroll, and our our profit goal will be $11.10. So for the next strategy, we have a diamonds martingale strategy by Samson, and like I said, I never played diamonds. I mean, I've tried it before, but not in the challenge. So this will be interesting. I'm a little bit nervous and a little bit excited for it. But here's what we're gonna rock with here. So again, we're doing stake originals, diamonds. It's like the slot game. The risk is high, he's saying, but the strategy is pretty straightforward. You start off with 1 cent, and if you lose, you double the bet. So you're gonna martingale it, and then if you win, you go back to the starting bet. Obviously, with this type of strategy, you want to build it up and then hit a high multiplier on a bigger bet, so like a 3 or 5x. And then he's saying that he started this strategy with $40 as a starting balance, and he ran it up to $300 to $400. That's like pretty much exactly what we're running with today. We have a $44 balance, so it's pretty much in line with what he did. Obviously, there's a risk of ruin, but in total, he said he's in profit with the strategy, but he's probably just lucky. So we're gonna see how lucky he really is, and if we can get some of that luck from him. I'm hoping we do, because like I said, we're down like 124 bucks in 3 strategies. That's like 10% of the bankroll, like 12% of the bankroll actually. 4% of the bankroll lost in the past 3 strategies. We just lost 12% of the bankroll. That's a pretty large dip. So in a perfect world, I need this to pop off. I need this to get like a crazy high multiplier payout. That's asking a lot. We're gonna see if it's possible. We're gonna reset the live stats, and I already got this set up. So we're starting off with 1 penny is our base bet, and then on win we're gonna reset. On loss we're gonna increase by 100%, and then our stop on profit is $11.10. And the seed, just to show you guys, I haven't even played this before on the challenge, so it is 0. But just given the fairness, I guess we'll start this. So this is probably gonna be pretty slow because I know the way this runs, but I'm kind of scared to make this go on instant bet. Maybe we'll turn animations off. Let's see what instant bet does. How fast does that go? Okay. That was a pretty good hit. I didn't even see that happen, but that was a pretty good jump there. And we want this to build up until we get a win. So even like those small wins technically pay out. And I wish it would show. I'm trying to see if it shows like the payout, but it's not showing that. So I'll go back to instant bet. 3x. Okay, that's a pretty good hit. So yeah, this is a martingale strategy, which has a very high chance of busting, just because you're doubling your bet every time. And now we're up to 32-cent bet, and that hit. That was a pretty good hit. So we only have $1 in profit. We're trying to go for $11.10, which is pretty high. But we'll see what we can do. We're on a 64-cent bet, $1.28. That hits. Nice little payout there. I didn't even see what that paid out. I think it was a 3x. But that's what we're looking for, is go for a big dip like that and then get like a 3x or a 5x like he said. So we have a nice base right now. You can see the lines up here. This is where our profit's at. It's pretty good. Now it's starting to dip as soon as I mentioned that. But we're at $1.28, 256, 512, and we hit it. Okay, wow. I thought it just busted. I got scared. I saw it stop. But we did. What was that last bet there? Okay, so that last bet there was $10.24. I think anything after that, maybe one more bet I could have got in. That may have been our last bet before it busted. But either way, that $10.24 bet got a 3x, which paid out $30.72. So that was a pretty good hit there. Strategy worked out really well. Very risky. I could see that definitely busting, but luckily it worked out for us. So we'll take the dub there. I'm gonna enter that in the sheet, and then I will come back to you guys in a second. All right, so Samson's diamonds martingale strategy worked. So that's gonna move on to the next round. It's gonna move on to round 2. And then we only have 2 more videos left, and then we'll be done with round 1 of the bracket. So I did log those stats down here. It's like way at the bottom there, but yeah, I logged them in here. Obviously the first one busted, so it doesn't even have to be compared, but strategy 12 moves on, the diamonds strategy. So I'm just keeping track of all the strategy statistics. So at the end of the challenge, if I need to like compare any of them, I have all these logged down here. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the bracket part of the video. And then popping over to the tracking sheet, I'm gonna run something a little bit crazy. I mentioned this because we hit $1,000, and this is probably not the best idea, but in order to celebrate, I wanted to run a bonus buy. So I put in the Discord trying to get some suggestions. Since we hit $1,000, I was gonna do some bonus buys just to celebrate the milestone. And since we just lost 3 days in a row, I'm kind of scared to do this. I was hoping that like the balance would be up, we could run some bonus buys and not have to risk our balance too much. But we're sitting at $1,089 for day 184, and that makes our stop loss $43.55, and then our 1% profit goal is $10.89. And all I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna run 2 bonus buys just to celebrate the $1,000 milestone. It's just for fun. This isn't a strategy to like profit necessarily. It'd be sick if we did. Might be a little bit stupid because if these both bust, we're very close to $1,000, which I'm trying to avoid breaking that milestone. But let's have some fun. Let's just do it. You know, life's short. We gotta celebrate a little bit. So let me hop into the website and set this up real quick. Okay, so I got this set up. We're gonna run 2 bonus buys. I'm doing enhanced RTP to have like a better chance of hopefully making some profit on this. Hopefully the volume's not too loud. I try to turn it down a little bit. We're gonna reset the live stats just to keep track of this. And instead of doing $40 on 1 bonus buy, that's like the entire stop loss, I'm gonna do 2 bonus buys of $20 on 2 different slots just to keep it a little bit interesting. But I'm pretty nervous. I've actually like never done a bonus buy, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, $20 on gold portals, enhanced RTP, and we're just looking to at least break even. I'd be happy with that. As long as we break even, I'd just be happy with that. So let's see, we got 10 free spins here. Let's see what we can do here. I'm pretty nervous, So I know I don't play slots at all. Typically they don't have a good return on investment. That's why I don't play these for the challenge, but this is purely just for fun. I figured it'd be a fun thing to do, just to celebrate hitting $1,000 milestone. So hopefully it doesn't absolutely melt our balance. That's all I'm really hoping for. That's the worst position I could go in, up in the top left corner. That's a wild. We're just trying to get that to get as many hits as possible. And every time we get a connection that's not connected to the wild, it will create another wild. So that one just connected, create another wild. But yeah, we have $1.94 right now. We need some crazy hits. We need these multipliers to build up. And it's starting to hit a little bit. So that's good. But we need a lot more than that. We got 5 spins left. With these, you know, you can either get a lot of dead spins and nothing profits, or you can get some crazy hits and things can really pay out. And you obviously can make a ton of money, but definitely very risky. So let's see what this does here. I'm so nervous. We got $6 back so far, not great, and we have 2 spins left. Okay, there's 1 hit there. We need a little bit more than that though. This is the last spin. We need something big to happen here. It's 2 connections. That's gonna create 2 wilds, and hopefully those connect. We need this to keep going though. We still need a lot. Yeah, that's pretty much cooked. Dang, we lost like 15 bucks on that. Or 13 bucks, I guess. 13 bucks. Bad math. Okay. Let's hop and do another one. That's pretty tough. But I'm not gonna like destroy our balance today. I just want to do these like, 2 for fun real quick. So let me turn this down a little bit. Okay. Same thing. We're gonna go for a $20 buy on Jewel Bonanza Enhanced RTP. I'm only playing these games because I know how they work. The other games I'm not super familiar with since I don't play slots that much, but I know how these bonuses work. Another $20 bonus buy. And this is kind of hard to explain because I'm not super familiar, but like basically we're gonna get a bunch of, we gotta refill this bar down here to the top to get, I think, another round of bonuses. So this, I'm trying to play some ones that also like have some longevity to them, so they're not just like super quick. I'm doing 10 spins and it's done, just to make it a little bit interesting. But we need a lot of hits, and we need to build this up to move this over. And that was it. I think I just busted. Yeah, I didn't even get to explain that. Okay, well, we just lost 30 bucks. Thought that'd be fun. I was hoping we could get like a crazy hit and help bring the balance up, but it was still fun. Still a little fun thing to do. Did torch the balance a little bit, but yeah. So let me add that for the day and log that in the sheet, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so to wrap up the video, we did 3 days of playthrough today. We started off at $1,110 and we ended the video at $1,060. Between those 3 days, we lost $58 from gambling in total, but with the bonuses and the sports betting going on, that does go up each day, ideally, if it's going well, which it has during these 3 days. So even though we lost $58 through gameplay today, we actually only lost $50 on the video, since I had about $8 in bonuses and sports betting profits going on from the other apps. So yeah, it's kind of, looking back, it's kind of stupid around the bonus buys. Probably should have done that if the balance was still like 1,200 instead of 1,000. But yeah, we just been on a crazy loss streak, and I said I was going to do that, so I want to be a man of my word and stick to that and run it as a little just fun thing to do. But it wasn't that fun. I got absolutely torched, and yeah, we're cooking the balance recently. Our highest was, where were we at? Where was our highest balance? About 1,176 recently was our highest, so we're down about $100 from there. It's not terrible. It's the way it goes, you know. We get good runs like this, and then we get bad runs like this. We've seen that before, obviously. It can get pretty nasty, but it can also be pretty good and get some crazy win streaks. So that's just part of the challenge, you know. Bonus buys aren't the way to do it. Stupid move, I'll admit it, but yeah, it was still a little bit fun, and I was hoping, you know, you gotta have some risk to get some profit. So I was hoping they'd profit really good, but they didn't. So either way, that's gonna be it for this episode. We're down $50 for today. Not terrible. Could be a lot worse. Still happy with the bankroll being over $1,000, and obviously, like I said, we got 2 more videos to run on strategies on the first round, and then we know that these are all winning strategies in this column here. We know that those all won before, and they're better. They're like the best half of the first round. So ideally, in a perfect world, if things logically, mathematically make sense, we should get a bunch of wins, hopefully, moving forward, because we're just picking the better strategies as we move on. So hopefully that, I'm kind of banking on the balance going up. I know you shouldn't expect that, but that's what I'm expecting. That's why we're running this bracket, to see the winning strategies, see how far they can progress. Obviously, they're not always going to win, but I'm kind of hoping that we hit a nice win streak coming up in the next like month or two. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Next episode, we have a Baccarat strategy and a live blackjack strategy. So some card games are coming up. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave your thoughts and suggestions below. And like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the channel out. It helps increase getting new people on our journey with us to get that $1 million. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.